All right, the NBA schedule drops and the Sixers schedule, of course, is a part of it. Welcome to the PHLY Sixers Podcast.
They are once again playing 82 games.
Yes, they are. And we're coming to you live from the Xfinity Lounge. And of course, we are also brought to you by Rothman Orthopedics. Kyle, let's maybe go over 5 games each, marquee games each, that we both highlighted for this upcoming, as you pointed out. They're playing 82 again.
All right.
But 5 that stand out for you, 5 that stands out for me. Let's start with you, your first game.
All right. So it's not especially creative, but it's the Boston Celtics on November 11th. It's not necessarily about either team. It's the first NBC game that the Sixers will play under this new partnership. As a kid who grew up listening to Marv Albert call the finals on NBC and all the pageantry, you get the Bob Costas narrated intros from time to time. Whoever was calling the game is doing a narrated intro. I have a lot of nostalgia. So to see the Sixers once again on NBC, I'm very excited about. The next one on my list, Devon, December 7th. By the way,
if they don't have Bob Costas doing that first intro for the very first game, might be a little disappointed.
We'll see what tricks they have up their sleeve. Next up for me, number 2 on the list, the Lakers, December 7th. It is LeBron James's one and only visit to Philadelphia during this season. Unless he gets traded, and that's a whole different conversation.
That is a conversation.
You got to treasure every time LeBron comes to town. The Lakers games also bring out, that's a fiery atmosphere. No matter who wins or loses, they show up in force. Those are always fun games. So I have that one circled.
Luka, new look Luka.
Luka on the Lakers. That's another element, right? So see how that one goes. I'm excited for that one. Next, I actually have, Devon, a pair of back-to-back games.
Oh, okay.
And I would doubt that everybody is playing in both of them, right? But we go to March. It's a home back-to-back on March the 3rd. San Antonio Spurs versus your Philadelphia 76ers. Assuming they're both healthy, assuming no one's being rested, we get to see Joel Embiid versus Victor Wembanyama in Philadelphia. And that's something that's always going to be exciting as long as those two are on the floor. Wemby has leveled up since Joel dropped 70 on his head in a home game. I really would be excited to see those two go head-to-head once again. Then the next night, hey, maybe Joel played the night before. Maybe they got a win. Maybe he put up a bunch of points against Wemby. Now he's taking the night off. Well, it's great news. It's the Utah Jazz. It's Ace Bailey. It's VJ Edgecomb. We're clearing the decks. All the old guys go sit on the bench. It's VJ versus one of his other classmen in the draft. A lot of debates were had on this show about these two prospects specifically. And those two games right back to back, it's Dylan Harper, it's VJ Edgecomb, it's Ace Bailey. If there is any drama in the Rookie of the Year race heading into the beginning stretch of March, maybe somebody is able to separate from the pack. Maybe it's VJ Edgecomb in those two games. So I'm very excited for those. And the final game, Devon, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. We're talking Denver Nuggets in Denver.
Your favorite
all
topic.
The pageantry, all the theater. Will Joel Embiid play in Denver?
Yes.
Keep in mind,
yes,
this is part of a stretch of games where it's the third game in 4 nights. It's coming after the Sixers have a back-to-back. Granted, it's a back-to-back against Brooklyn and Portland, so not especially tough teams. You might be able to rest Joel in one of those. The intrigue is there either way. Either Joel Embiid suits up and we get to see him in Denver, or for another year in a row, I get to hear Nuggets fans cry that Joel Embiid is not showing up for a game in Denver.
The weirdest
I win either way.
Storyline of Philadelphia basketball. That is very weird.
Yes. So those are 5 of there are lots of games I'm looking forward to. We love basketball around here. Those 5 are jumping out at me first glance at the schedule.
You know what's going to happen in that Jazz game? We're all hyped up for Edgecomb Bailey.
And then neither of them
McCain
plays.
Clayton. That has the 2 biggest
Walker
games.
Kessler, triple-double.
Bona, double-double in that game. All right, here are my 5, Kyle, as you pointed out. Not a lot of theater for mine, except for it starts the season. It's the season opener at Boston.
Love it.
And the reason why I did that is because
What does this team look like?
How do you start the season?
Exactly.
I want to see how they set the tone. How does the season get going against the Boston Celtics? No Jason Tatum. Yes, it will be Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard, and Derek White. Sure. Anthony Simons. That's going to be great. Story coming off the bench potentially. What does that look like? Well, they're prideful. So how do you start the season off against the Boston Celtics? How do you set that tone? That's the first one for me. I moved to then November 5th at Cleveland on a Wednesday night against the team that was the number 1 seed for a majority of the season last year, the Cleveland Cavaliers led by Donovan Mitchell. And I bring this one up simply, Kyle, because, again, tone setter.
Early test,
the first real big team test that you're going to have. And that's at Cleveland, where we've seen the Sixers play well in Cleveland. We've also seen them get stomped in Cleveland. What does it look like with this early test against a team like Donovan Mitchell?
I'm not feeling good about it. It's also a Central Division back-to-back. You play Chicago, you play Cleveland.
Yep.
Hopefully they're able to rest some guys against Chicago and get a win, and then you really gear up for this one.
Yeah, but if you're good, you're going to have to perform in back-to-backs.
100%.
This is early, so your legs should be fresh. This is early.
You had all offseason to get ready.
Exactly. How do you play against the Cleveland Cavaliers on that first real test against a really good team? That's number 1 for me. Then Saturday, December 20th at home, you get Cooper Flag.
Oh, yeah.
And the Mavs come to town to take on VJ Edgecomb and the 76ers. It's Cooper Flag. First time for us to see him in Philadelphia. I want to see what that looks like. And then do you level up when you talk about leveling up? VJ Edgecomb saying, no, I'm better.
They have a rivalry going back to high school. A lot of trash talk, a respectful rivalry, but a rivalry.
You're not built for this, right? Flag saying to Edgecomb, you're not built for this. Well, come on into my town, my man. We've got about 15 games already under our belt, 20 games under our belt. Let's see what it looks like, mano a mano. Let's go head to head on this one. So Cooper Flag and the Mavs on the 20th. Then we shift the calendar. We go to January 22nd, Thursday, home against the new look Rockets and Kevin Durant, my guy, coming into town.
That is your guy.
That's my guy.
We still have not had the Kevin Durant argument on the show.
We got a whole off
One
season.
day.
We will have that at some point. But as you point out the LeBron James piece, it's Kevin Durant. They're in the back end of their careers, but they are still high-level players.
Oh, yeah.
And when you mention Golden State and Steph Curry, LeBron James, and the Los Angeles Lakers, Kevin Durant is right there in that conversation as well. So although it's with a new team, yet again, it's still Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets. And games are going to matter for these Western Conference teams. They cannot come into the Eastern Conference spots like the Sixers, fighting for a playoff spot, and take these teams lightly like the Sixers. That should be a pretty good matchup. And finally, for me, the first game back after the All-Star break. Once again, who are you? As we try to figure that out, setting the tone with Boston and Cleveland early, who are you now for this final stretch of the second half, starting with a very good Atlanta team that is talked about as a top 4 group? Are you trying to knock them down? They're trying to take your spot. So are you trying to knock those guys off and let them know that you are still ahead of them? And also looking at what you have in front of you with February, that March with those road games, and the same thing closing it out in April.
It's after the trade deadline, too. So if they've made any moves to upgrade or they've scaled down, if things are going poorly, it will also be, to some extent, a new-look Sixers team. So
absolutely. So with that, that's my final game against the Atlanta Hawks, which is a very talented team on paper.
Devon is done watching the season after February 19th. He says, that's it for me.
That's it. I'm done. It's over. So those are my 5. Kyle, your 5, very intriguing as well.
And we want to hear your 5. Sound off in the comments and say, what are your games that you're most looking forward to this season? There are a lot of them, a lot of tough games too. We'll see how it shakes out, Devon.
Yes, so when Derek gets back, we'll also get Derek's thoughts on his key games, his key matchups. Breeze as well. She's the president of basketball operations. She makes it happen. Does Daryl Morey and this group make it happen with this particular team and the schedule that has now been put together? So those are our 10 total marquee matchups, 5 each. What are yours? Make sure you let us know on the show, on social media, PHLY_Sixers, our personal accounts as well. And we really appreciate it. The show is always brought to you by Rothman Orthopedics. And we're coming to you live from the Xfinity Lounge. We'll catch up with you on the very next one here soon.